Okay, so the question was basically, this question we are going to discuss about question number 5. So as you can see in this question, the examiner asking to you that evaluate the use of flexible employment contracts for SA's future success. So this is the basically question. In this question, we are going to discuss the positive points of the flexible employment contracts and also the negative points of flexible employment contracts, and how these positive and negative things will impact the future success of SA business. And we know that SA is going to expand, and this time, like in this case study, SA is basically the business objective of this company is growth, basically. Because I think you read this case study before, so I hope that maybe somehow you remember the all important points. And so you know that the growth is basically its SA's business objective in this specific case study. Okay, so whenever they are using the command word means evaluate, so it means that we are going to write the negative and positive points of this statement, and we will evaluate these positive and negative points, and we will try to analyze that what will be the effect of this positive or negative point on the SA's future success. So basically this is our question, like this is the main, you can say, the essence of this question. And this question is for 12 marks, because this is, you know, that it is 2017 paper, so previously it was for 14 marks, but I have told you that marking scheme and your paper, like it is totally changed, so that is why I convert the 14 marks into 12. Okay, but yes, the command word which is evaluate, it will be same for every 12-mark question and for 20-mark question. Okay, so do you remember the structure of 12-mark question? Which I have told, like I told you in the previous class, that how many
I think limited knowledge is not required.
how many points you, yes, you have to write the 2 points, basically one positive and one negative. And of course, like you have to analyze those points, and you have to link those positive and negative points with the business objective. And the business objective is basically growth, the future success of SA. And we have to evaluate both points. Like if we are writing the positive, the benefit of flexible employment context for the SA's future success, so it means that we have to evaluate this. And when we are going to write the negative point, the disadvantage, which may be, you can say that not good for the SA's future success, so we have to evaluate it also. And after that, we have to write a conclusion paragraph. And in conclusion, we will basically sum up the all analysis and evaluation point, which we will write in the positive and negative points. Okay, so this is how, like this is the structure of the 12-mark question. Basically, I shared with you that how to attempt the 12-mark question. So 20-mark question, I think this is totally new for you. Maybe somehow your school teacher or college teacher, maybe they told you that how to attempt the 20-mark question. So we will also discuss the like 20-mark question also. I just solve the question number 7 for you specifically, like because somehow you will know that how to attempt the 20-mark question, so you can, you know, solve this question in your homework. So that is why I already solved this question in this document, in this class, basically. Okay, so let's discuss the question number 5. Okay, so first of all, I just want to show you something. So here you can see there there is something written in this case study about the workforce. So you will better understand the written points of mine. Yes, essays workforce planning. So as you can see that this paragraph here, so I think you can read also. So basically, HR director plans SS workforce carefully, and senior pilots and managers are on full-time permanent contracts. However, many employees, including some junior pilots and cabin crew, are on flexible contracts. So basically, this is the flexible employment contract, such as part-time and 0 hours. So we know that what is part-time flexible contract. So do you know something about the 0 hours? What is 0 hours basically? Do you know about something like what is 0 hours? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Okay, so yeah, I was asking that what is 0 hours? This is the most you can say the most flexible.
yeah, the 0 hours employment contract, right? The most flexible employment contract.
Yeah, but what is in 0 hours basically? Like how many hours you have to work in 0 hours contracts? 0 hours basically whenever SA feel that they need some, they need some crew, they need some employees maybe
They call
whenever,
employees only when they're needed.
yeah, whenever they
Yeah,
feel
they
that,
call employees only when they're needed.
yeah, this is basically 0 hours. So we can say that we can say a negative point of it, that job security is not there.
Hmm.
Job security is not there. The main disadvantage of flexible contracts is the job security. And the second thing we can see that no teamwork, no coordination between the managers or the management team or between the employees. So somehow we can say that this is basically the demotivation points, which is related to demotivation. But this there is also our advantage, and this is basically cost wise, because whenever a company announce any flexible contract, so it means that they can cut their cost. Because if they hire any person for part time and 0 hours, so it means that they are not responsible for giving any fringe benefits and the salary, which is that whenever maybe sometime they don't have any demand for the flights, but they still have to pay the salary to the senior pilots. But if they are announcing the flexible contracts to the junior pilots and the cabin crew, so it means that they can somehow cut their cost, which is basically very important for their growth because they need investment. So, however, there is a plenty of work available as demand for flights has been growing. Like this is a plus point here that demand is growing. So it means that maybe part-time contract or maybe 0 hours contract may have some benefits for the employees because demand is growing. So it means that the chances of the chances of the work is very high as a business. So there have been some employees complaints as they feel that their conditions are less secure and rewarding than those offered by other airlines. So it means that don't feel secure, it means that there is no job security for them. They feel like this, that there is no job security, and also they are complaining that the amount of salary or the amount of wages they are receiving from the SA is very much less than those who are like other airlines are basically giving a high amount of salary or wages to their employees, but they are receiving very less wages if we compare the SA airlines with other airlines. So although the human resource director sees a benefit to SA of a flexible workforce, of course, the cost would reduce. So it means that, of course, this is a benefit for SA. He is also aware that in order to recruit and retain experienced junior pilots, yes, they are junior pilots, but they feel that the junior pilots also experienced, and if they lose the junior pilots, so it means that they have to recruit other pilots. So of course it will occur a new cost for the SA, because like if you want to recruit any employees in your company, so you have to advertise. There are basically two types of recruitment: internal and external. And pilots, of course, they are experienced pilots, so it means that they don't want to lose them. And cabin crew SA may have to offer full-time permanent contracts to these employees. He also suggested, like they basically HR director suggests to a solution of this problem. The number one is they will offer the full-time permanent contracts to these employees. And he has also suggested to the other directors that it would be a good idea to offer loyalty bonuses to all employees. Okay, but it depends that what amount they would offer in the loyalty bonuses. Because if it is very less, so it means that this will be, you can say that loyalty bonus, maybe it will not motivate the employees. So somehow it will depend that how much amount they are going to offer as loyalty bonuses. And the second thing is, if they offer these loyalty bonuses to the all employees, but job security problem is still there, because they are complaining that they feel that their conditions, or maybe their job security is not so well. So that is mean that if they offer loyalty bonuses, so still the complaint is there, because they think that they don't feel any job security in this company. Okay, so this is basically the all points we could discuss about this paragraph, and we will write some chunks from this in our question number 5. And now I am moving forward to the question. This is the basically, this is the structure of 12-mark question. Okay, so here you can read the answer which I wrote in this question. First of all, I have told you that this is totally your choice. If you want to write the definition, so you can write. So that's why somehow, I'm just written the definition of flexible employment contracts in this question. And after that, there is one point, which is the benefit of flexible employment. And this is beneficial for the SA's growth. And here I wrote my evaluation point. And this is also 0 hours, or like this is basically the negative point.
Yes, ma'am. So I think I've written answers, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, I solved this question for you, so you can, better analyze it how to write. Yes, how to write this, 12-mark question. So that is why. So you can read it from this. So the HR director planning to offer the flexible employment contracts to junior pilots and crew. It will allow the SAs cutting out long or expensive times and allowing employees to work in their own space. It will encourage them to become more productivity by using the time otherwise spent in traffic to focus on their own work. Increased productivity leads to better service, might create brand loyalty. So here you can see that I build the chain of analysis. And if there is brand loyalty, so it means that this is very good for the SA's future growth, because they are also want to expand in the international market. So brand loyalty is very important here. And in the evaluation point, like from here, my evaluation point starts. We will discuss in today's class that how many statements you can write in the evaluation paragraph. Okay, so evaluation, it is significant. Do you know that how to write the evaluation in 12 mark or 20 mark question?
Ma'am, did I write any evaluation?
Yes, we have to evaluate every point, whether it is negative or positive.
Ma'am, did I write any evaluation?
Yes, you have to evaluate any, like if you are writing positive, like if you are writing it benefit or disadvantage, so you have to evaluate this
Yes.
on the spot, you know, in 12 mark question and also in 20 mark question. Evaluation is, you know, evaluation is for 6 marks in 12 mark question. Evaluation carries 6 marks. So as you can see that evaluation is very important. So that is why whenever you are writing a 12 mark question, so if you write any positive point at the start, so you have to evaluate this. And after that, you will start your negative point. So after that, you have to evaluate your negative point also. So I am asking that, do you know that what is evaluation point? Like how to write evaluation, a perfect evaluation?
Yes, ma'am.
I was saying that, do you know that how to write the evaluation? One form is evaluation is
alternatives.
One form of writing. There are very, you know, wide variety to write the evaluation points. So we will discuss all the varieties, all the sentences, all the things which is very important if whenever you are writing evaluation. So one form which I have written there is the significance. Why this point is important? This is also called evaluation. Whenever you are writing something, for example, in this paragraph, I write the positive point for the flexible employment contract. So we will, if we want to evaluate this point, so one form of the evaluation is that we can write a significance of our positive point. Significance. The significance of point is basically also a form of evaluation, because there are different varieties of evaluation there. We can evaluate by different sentences, by different points. So one of them is we can write the significance of this chain of analysis, this positive point. We can write the significance of it. And whenever you are evaluating your you know, this paragraph, so one thing you should remember that try to apply throughout. Try to write the application, try to write the evaluation point totally in the business context. So as you can see that I just you know, written the significance of this point is here. It is significant to offer flexible contracts so that they can serve the customer in a better and efficient way as SA's demand for seats are expanding. See that I just apply the point here, because in case study, we have seen that their you know, seats demands basically are expanding. We have seen this point in our case study. And now, so it is important for SA to get their employees motivated all the time so they can serve the customers without any job stress, because whenever they are offering the flexible employment contracts, so it means that there will less job stress on the employees. So if there is less job stress on the employee, so it means that they can serve the customer in a better or efficient way. And long hour tiredness, like there will be no long hour tiredness if they announce the flexible employment contracts to the junior pilots and the crew members. So it is significant for the SA's future success, because they just want to grow, they just want to expand. So that is why they also, this is very necessary for them to somehow, create any like brand loyalty or create customer satisfaction, because only in this way they can expand and they can grow in international markets. So that is why this is very significant for the SA's future growth. So whenever you are writing any point related to significance, so this is basically your evaluation point. We will discuss the other evaluation points also, but in this specific question, I choose to write the significance of flexible employment contracts. Here you can see that I build chain of analysis, yep. But in evaluation, I try to somehow, we can say that, positively argue about this point in evaluation. So I'm writing this, that why this flexible employment context is so important for SA's future growth. This is also a way to write the evaluation point. There are so many ways, but one of them is significance. And whenever you are writing the significance, so it means that most of the time, like for example, if a business may be having problem with the excess amount of raw material, okay, the excess amount of raw material giving the cost to the business, like warehouse cost or maybe inventory damage or inventory theft. Like there are a lot of problems we will face if we have excess amount of raw material. So for example, they are asking to in question that evaluate the GIT for the profitability of the business or maybe success or something else, like whatever they will ask to you. So whenever you are writing the benefit of GIT in your first paragraph, so now you are going to evaluate your first paragraph. So what point you can write is that this business have this problem, and because of this they are they have so much cost, because they have to somehow keep the excess amount of raw material in their warehouse. So there are a lot of chances of threats. So that is why GIT is very important. Why important? Because of this and this and this. So this is also your evaluation point whenever you're writing a significance of anything. Yep. So did you understand yes. my point? Okay. We will discuss the evaluation, like other points of evaluation also in today's class, inshallah. Okay. So after that, I am going to write the negative point of flexible employment contract. Why this is bad, why this is maybe negative for the SA's future growth, because we are basically evaluating the question. So it means that we have to write the positive and negative point also, and we have to evaluate them also. Okay, so in first part, I wrote the positive point of flexible employment contract. Okay, so now I am going to discuss the negative impact of flexible employment contract. So here you can see that 0 hours of part-time contracts may not be useful for business, because the junior pilots and other workers are also concerned for their job security. And also, they are not satisfied with the rewards they have been receiving from the SA. We have seen this problem in the case study. It can lead to demotivation. Now, from here, this is my application. This is all the application points. Okay. And from here, I am going to write the analysis, the chain of analysis point. That if this occurs, so after that, this will maybe maybe some disadvantage for the SA's future growth. So it can lead to, so from here, I am going to start my chain of analysis. So it can lead to demotivation. Of course, there is demotivation if they feel that their job is not secure. So it means that they will demotivate, and as they may lose their experienced job, junior pilots. So here you can see that this is also our application and our analysis point, because we have seen this point in our case study that the director of HR basically he is afraid that he might lose his junior pilots. And this is also your application, and this is also your analysis point, because if they demotivated, so it means that SA would lose its experienced junior pilots. So you can see that this is very simple to write. You will get a lot of hints from the paragraphs. You don't need to think a lot that okay, how to analyze this point. No, it is very simple. The paragraph that or the case study is written for you. You just need to analyze in a better way that okay, if this happens, so after that what will happen. Okay, if this happens, so after that what will happen. So we will have to construct the two chains of analysis in 12-mark question, and three chains of analysis in the 20-mark question. Okay, so so may they lose their experience junior pilots, and after that what will happen? Labor turnover would be high. So as you can see that I am building the chains. If this happens, so after this happens, so after this happens. So for writing these points, your content knowledge should be strong. If you maybe don't read the book, if you don't read the different content points from your book, so it means that you cannot write a better, a very effective channel of analysis and also evaluation. This is very important to read the content points from the book. Can you hear me? Because you are not on answering me. So okay. So junior labor turnover would be high. So after that, what will happen? Leads to higher recruitment cost. So we know that
requirements. So yeah, it would be increasing recruitment cost as they have to search for new workers. Then this increases the training cost of pilot as they again have to train pilot according to the situation and according to the condition and according to the authority and the organization of SA.
yes, yeah, and
especially what internal training.
yeah, whatever training it is, like if it is external or
Yeah,
internal.
training.
Okay, so human resource director tends to offer the loyalty bonuses to all employees, but like this is my evaluation point. I just finished the analysis point here. So from this, I am writing the evaluation point. This is my evaluation point. Okay, HR director tends to offer the loyalty bonuses to all employees, but it depends. So in previous class, I was discussing the evaluation point that whenever you are writing any evaluation point, so one way is to write the significance, which we discussed in our first point. Okay, and in our previous class, I was saying to you that you can also evaluate the factors which will affect the SA's growth. And okay, our meeting is basically will end in 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, we will continue. Okay, so now I'm going to just again reading my point. Okay, so it depends that how much of amount they are going to announce. It depends. They are going to offer the loyalty bonuses to employees, but it depends at how much amount. If this amount is very less, so it means that they will not satisfy still. So if the amount is low, then it will lead to dissatisfaction between the employees, and other factors is the job security. There will be a still question mark for the employees about the job security. Announcing the loyalty bonus can't be complement for their basic need of job security as Maslow's basic needs hierarchy. One thing you should remember that whenever you are talking about the motivation of employees, you should write any theory related, like there are a lot of theories, Herzberg theory, Maslow theory, and MacGregor theory. Like there are a lot of theory you have studied in your book. So you can write any of theory which is related to this point, because job security is the basic need as per Maslow's hierarchy. So whenever you're talking about the motivation, whenever you're talking about the employees motivation, so you should somehow link any theory of motivation in your question. This is basically a way to impress the examiner. Okay, so here you can see that my evaluation point is done. So now I am going to move forward to my conclusion point. So here you can see that I conclude all the points here. So first of all, in my opinion, first of all, you should agree with one statement, and if you think that both statement is right, for example, in 20-mark question we will discuss this, that how you can relate with both statement you have written in your question. So in my opinion, flexible employment contract is not the only factor which will important for essay's success. You can write it also. You don't need to write that okay, employment contract is good or bad. If you think that this is not the only factor which is important for essay success, there are also some other factors, so you can write it here. So whatever you think, you can write in your opinion, because most of the teachers or most of the tutors say that you should you should agree with one statement, that okay, flexible employment contract is right or not. If you think that employment contract is important, but there are also some other factors which is important for assess success, so you can write it also. Okay, so in my opinion, flexible employment contract is not the only factor which will important for the essay's success. This is my point of view, that if they implement the flexible employment contract, so in my point of view, this is not the only factor which will important for the essay success. In my point of view, there are other factors also which will the essay's future success. So there are some other factors which will influence the success. For example, growth strategy. Like if they announce the flexible employment contract, but they don't have any growth strategy, so how they will successful? Okay, so we can write this also in our opinion. So they will use or the service they offer, it should be have some value addition for the customers, as they are now receiving the bad reviews from the customers. So this point basically I just put take out from the case study. If you remember, if you remember the case study, so maybe you remember this point also, that in case study they were saying that they are getting bad reviews from the customers on their website. So it means that if they implement these flexible employment contracts, but they are not working any value addition for the customers, so in my point of view, they will not successful in the future. So as you can see that I am applying the business content here, and also I am evaluating my points, that what other factors which will influence the essay success. So this is the you can say the other method of writing your evaluation. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so different economic situation, for example, tax rates, interest rates, income level of their customer might influence the success of the essay business. So this is also can happen. However, so here I just supported my opinion in this point. But after that, you should write the other arguments that why employment contracts may be positively or may be negatively influence the essays future success. You should also write the judgment about the point which maybe you are not agreeing with. Okay, so this is your total, like, this is your final conclusion. So however, employment contracts may influence positively as SA is expanding in international market. So maybe announcing flexible employment contracts may influence positively on the employers in international country, because maybe you know or you don't know that flexible employment contracts basically is very famous in other countries. And we can say that flexible employment contracts is very growing in demand. It is very growing because people want some freedom from their jobs. They don't want to work for 9 to 5. They just want get some freedom. They want that whenever they are in mood to work, they have work. And they, because in 9 to 5 job you will not get a handsome salary. But if you are working anywhere as a freelancer, so you can earn maybe 2 lakh or more than 5 lakh in a month, because you have different assignments to do in a month. So you can work as per your choice, and this is also very beneficial for you if we are talking about the financial thing.
Yes.
So flexible employment contract is very growing in other countries. Basically it is you can say that in India or maybe in some Asian country, it is still very important for people to get 9 to 5 jobs. But in international markets, you can maybe you aware of it, that there are flexible employment contracts very growing in the international market. So if because they are saying to evaluate that how employment contract is basically better for the future success or future growth of for SA. So that is why I am somehow connecting this point to their expansion plan. Okay, employment contract may influence positively as SA is expanding international market. So maybe announcing flexible employment contract may influence positively on the employees international country, but then it also depends. Now you are again evaluating your point. You have to first of all, what you have to do is, first of all, you should write your opinion, why it is important, why this is your opinion, write some positive point for it, and after that try to evaluate your positive points. And after that, the statement which you are not agreeing with, write some judgment points for it also. And after that you have to evaluate it again, that uh, if employment contract is maybe somehow influence the positively influence the SA success, so what other factors will influence the SA success which is related to employment contract? So it depends the economic condition of the international market. It also depends. For example, if unemployment rate is low in that country, so it will no longer a satisfaction element for them also. Because if unemployment rate is low, so it means that most of the people are working. So maybe they will not attract towards the flexible employment contracts. They don't want to do part-time jobs. They don't want to do 0 hours, because most of the countries which have higher unemployment rate, their workers tends to you can say that they want